Welcome to Down South Football Podcast Live, coming to you on this Saturday edition. Came to y'all today, man. We got a little bit of news going on, so we just want to come at y'all for a few minutes. You can call this a live short. Get y'all comments, get your thoughts on what we got going on. Of course, right now, like I said, we just coming to it real quick. So, somebody to mute. Okay, there you go. We got Chauncey Tuck at work trying to do his thing. Then we got Mr. Gardner, David Gardner at DL Gardner 205. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Not much. I think we're trying to get that Soul Glow sponsorship too, right quick, for some people in the group, but that's neither here or there.
Oh, that's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing today, huh? Okay, we can't even talk about what's supposed to be going on. Y'all done brought the Soul Glow sponsorship in. Okay, all right. We ain't gonna go there today. It's 4 o'clock it's 4:22 on a peaceful afternoon. The news of the day is Coach so far is Coach Sarkisian. Steve Sarkisian moving on to the University of Texas. Surprising news for some people. For some people, it's not. There was much debate going on during the day. Some people say he had turned the job down, wherever that report came from. But the sources and the people that I trust the most, basically, well, I'm going to mute him because he need a something. Okay, the people that we trust the most and trust the best, they stuck by their guns, and so I kind of stuck by mine and said that Sark was going. David, what was your initial reaction to start going to Texas?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good now. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so I will say that my initial reaction was somewhat surprised because I really couldn't. I didn't see it coming. I figured that Texas was ready to move on from Tom Herman, but I was looking at Urban Meyer about a month or so ago, and they was talking about he was down in the area. But after that kind of fell through, I just didn't know which way it was going to go now. And then Sark's name came up in Auburn, and then of course reports were that he never did interview for it. So, he kind of stayed with Saban. So I thought he was going to ride it out with Saban. I didn't see Texas making this move this fast. But yeah, I mean, hey, it's a good job. Put it that way.
Okay, Tuck, what about you? I unmuted you, sir. I got you.
All right, yeah. Shocking, yes. Especially due to the fact that I think me and Ben kind of hit it on the same time that it was kind of surprising that the AD from Texas came out and gave an endorsement that he'll be back next year. But the way he said it, you could tell he wasn't too comfortable. So I think Sark and the AD from Texas, I think they came to an agreement that maybe pushed Sark into a better position. Is he going to have the I guess the same thing that Saban has at Texas? I mean, the Saban has at Alabama. Does he have the same thing? Is he going to have the same thing in Texas? I don't know. That's going to be the issue because those boosters, those oil men out there are even worse than anything Auburn can ever think of. So it's going to be interesting, but I like Dave said, it's very shocking and surprising, and the timing of it is kind of shocking too. But you I guess they had to get rid of Herman. You're gonna do it now. They had that guy ready to go. So I mean, that's how you do a job search to me. And that's why Auburn messed up. I like how Texas approached it. A lot of people are not gonna like it because they think that they were looking at people behind their back. But I mean, they got a good coach, so they got a home run hire. So I think it's a pretty good hire.
Well, here's the thing about it, man. This is my problem with this. Everybody wants to look at this from a fan perspective. Nobody wants to look at this from a Sarkisian perspective. Okay, as fans, you get caught up in oh, that's my team, and Sark not gonna have this, and Sark not gonna have that. Okay, Sarkisian's already been a coach at Washington, been a head coach at USC. He's been to the NFL as a coordinator. He got the rehab himself. Texas is one of the top 10 jobs in college football, or can be. It's not about all that other stuff, man. It's about an opportunity for him to do what he needs to do and to get what he needs to get. This is college football, people. I hate to wake y'all up to 2021, but the problem is that now with Twitter and social media, everybody's kind of understanding what's going on a little bit more. But this is big business. This is the way it works. This is the way how things work. People contact coaches sometimes a month before they fire the other coach. That's why you got agents. That's why you have middlemen. So that's the thing that's killing me. It's just like this betrayal. Like, well, why he's always getting our coaches. Man, look, we know what Saban can do with coaches. We knew that Sark was a good coach beforehand. We knew that Kiffin was a great play caller beforehand. It's not like he's bringing in slop coaches and like turning them into these great things. It's just like, hey, they need a little rehab, the Saban Rehab Clinic, and get them back on there because these people have been at the highest level. So yeah, it's unexpected the way that it happened, but is it shocking to me in college football? I don't think nothing like this is shocking. And they're going to continue to poach the staff. But guess what? The greatness of Saban, he just keep bringing in these different coaches, and then they have to go abide to his system. So Sarkisian was a coach before Alabama, so you can't stop saying poaching our coach. Yeah, he's the coach this time, but he wasn't brought in initially as a coach. He was brought in as an analyst to reform and redo his life. So that's where I was at with it with Sark. So, okay.
I think Tuck been talking. He's on mute.
Okay, yeah. He got all that built background noise going on. Hold on.
Yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately, Bell got all that noise in the background. But anyway, I really think you're right. I mean, as far as to the point of, yes, we all knew Sark. The only thing Sark did not achieve was he didn't learn how to put the bottle down, and that was one of his major things that he had a substance abuse problem. Now, hopefully, he's fixed that, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure that he has. I think Texas has done their homework, and I really think that he's going to be okay. And my thing is, I don't know if we're gonna pivot to, but I just hope they don't get Jeff Levy. I just hope Alabama does not get Ole Miss's offensive coordinator, because boy, with those weapons that's over there now, that'd be crazy. So that's gonna be interesting now that Alabama needs an OC, Auburn needs an OC. It's gonna be interesting, and I want to see what happens.
With that, man, we're going with Sark and see what happened with the OC and all that kind of stuff. I keep, everybody tomorrow, right before the national championship game. I'm sorry, people, this is when coaches normally get poached, because guess what you got coming up in about another month? You got another snap. You got the original national signing day. So this is going to be the time that coaches are going to get poached. It's just that as Alabama fans, you guys are normally playing in the playoffs, and you're normally playing this time of the year. So that's just an unfortunate issue of where we are. But I think Sark is just his own guy, man. And it's not a Kiffin situation. He plans on coaching the national championship game. He plans on being there. So Kiffin was ready to go. Let's call a spade, okay? Kiffin was ready to go. It was friction between him and Nick. There was a lot of things that was going on. But as far as names for OC, don't forget the name Chad Morris. And I'm going to tell you why. Do not take Chad Morris's experience as a head coach at Arkansas and what he did with Auburn this year, because that was sabotage. That's a whole different story. If you don't know his proficiency with players, check his Clemson background, check his background before that, heard his name. But a lot of people, I'm just saying, like, don't be surprised by what kind of name being in, because Nick cares about the coach and the knowledge. He doesn't care about what you guys have seen or heard before. So go ahead, Tuck. You got something on your mind, sir?
Yeah, Darius Brown said the difference is Bama will pay coaches.
Everybody in SEC pays the coaches. Everybody in Texas, nobody has more money than Texas.
Nobody has more money than Texas. I mean, Auburn had the second highest paid defensive coordinator. They had one of the highest paid offensive coordinator when who was there last year before Chad Morris was there. I can't remember his name now. Coach Troy. He was one of the highest paid offensive coordinators in the country.
Chip Lindsey,
thank you. Those guys, they get paid. They'll get paid millions of dollars as a coach. Now, your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, Alabama is gonna make the most. Yes, your assistant coaches are gonna make a lot of money too. But that's anywhere almost in the SEC besides Vanderbilt. Everybody's paying their money. So the money's not the issue, especially in the SEC, because the SEC will get money. They're going to get another, probably every school after the SEC bowl games, they're probably going to split their revenue. They're probably going to get at least $16, $17 million a piece after the bowl revenue. Then the SEC network always pays them annually. That's another check right there. Money is never an issue when it comes to the SEC. So
there's certain schools that have those type of issues, but we talk about, and the other thing, that's a byproduct of your success too. Like the more success you have, the more money you got coming in, the more money you're willing to spend to keep that at that particular level, keep it at that top level of where you at and what you got going on. So I get what you're saying. A lot of people don't know that, but if Texas is winning and he brings them back, he can ask for whatever he wants to ask for, money-wise or however he wants to get it. Dave?
I mean, that's my biggest concern. I'm more concerned with what Texas is about to look like in the future. I mean, you already know they have the name, they have the tradition, the pageantry, they got all of that. But unfortunately, they hadn't been able to get back to the Texas of old.
Correct.
So at the end of the day, no matter how great of a play caller he is or how great is his offense, how can he get those kids back, those blue chip kids back to Texas like they used to be? So that's the big thing.
You lost you got to think how many kids, not just Alabama got from him this year, how many kids Alabama and Auburn got from him this year.
Right.
They got the top two quarterbacks in Texas. They got some of the top tight ends. They got the Brockmeyer twins. They got all that's coming, leaving there from the SEC. And I think part of that, like you said, was a hold on why you're looking at a change being made, because it's like, yeah, they gave him the vote of confidence, but guess what? They were still poking and prying behind the scenes like, oh, okay, he's really interested. He's willing to come. Like you said, you don't pull this string because it wasn't a Gus situation. You don't pull the string until until you have everything in place. But answering, let's see, he's talking about, hold on, let's see this. This coach go outside. We had to say, hold on, let me put this up here because he said, yeah, Alabama assistant, agree with you. Alabama assistant coach get high salary. We had a second high paid. Yeah, because like I said, success breeds being able to do that.
But but Auburn pays. All right, I'm looking at it now. Alabama pays $8.85 million between all their coaches. Ohio State pays 7.8. Clemson 7.6. Texas A&M 7.5, and Georgia 7.2. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Auburn is next with 6.7. They can afford to pay these coaches. It's not the money. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not about the money. You'll get the money if you stay there longer. I mean, half of Auburn's offensive line coach, Carnell, and then let's see, but Chad Morris just came in, so they wasn't going to get the big money yet. So they probably would have been up there right near Alabama if they would have had some continuity that stayed in that stayed within the offense. I mean, Larry Porter is one of the highest paid special team coaches in the country. That's all I'm saying.
When you come to talk about different coaches, man, and different salaries, I understand what Darius said. Darius, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that when it comes to somebody like a Texas, money is not an issue. Money is not an issue. Money breeds the success and the come, because look at Texas A&M. Texas A&M just put in another $500 million to a facility. You know, the money is not going to be an issue for these folks, man, to get the money out that they need. I was just saying that if they want something bad enough, they can get it. Now they got the guy, and Texas reminds me a lot of Auburn. They got a lot of mail-in boosters. You know what I'm saying? a lot of different situations. So let's see how much he has, what he's going to do. Nobody will ever, when y'all comparing coaches, don't ever put Saban in the conversation because, let's be real. You were this close to having Rich Rodriguez as your coach. Okay. Rich Rod had agreed to be the coach. It was in every newspaper and every headline before the guy bagged out. So just always just always remember that when y'all talking about coaching searches, it was Rich Rodriguez, Tuscaloosa News headline. Rich Rodriguez has agreed to be Alabama's next coach before he bagged out and before things happened. But when it comes to this money thing, man, money is not an issue, bro. It's just not. It's not going to be an issue for schools like Texas or Oklahoma or anybody like that. The bigger question, like Dave said, is what is he going to do now as a second chance as a head coach? Y'all already know how this thing going to roll with Nick, man. Y'all don't worry about who coming in. That's Nick's job. Because when has he ever been wrong? Or when he bring a coach in? Like, y'all had a fit when he brought in Lane Kiffin. He was like, how he bringing that clown? He knew what everybody else knew. He's looking at the character of the man, looking at how he can coach and how he can help his team. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's concentrate on that if you're looking at it from the Alabama point of view. If you really trust this man like y'all claim you do, you know what I'm saying? If you trust him, then you won't have to worry about it. Nick gonna bring in somebody. He already got a list. And he's used to this. He's used to bringing in coaches every other year. And the train keeps rolling, bro. Because guess what? As long as the king is sitting on top of the castle, everything else is going to roll down here and be better. That's just where we are. Area stupid.
Man, look, and I think he's out like what Aaron just put in the comments. I think it's already paying dividends because now Ewers is thinking about decommitting from Ohio State now and going back to Texas.
That's a very true. It's Pete Golding.
Look, Pete Golding was not a mistake. Look, Nick just got to give him. You just got to give him time to roll with the punches.
Well, and here, you know what? But you know what? On that point though, and David, we talked about this. Your own head coach told you this is not 2009. This is not 2011. Today, to win in college football is not, we're going to allow 7, 10, 12 points, 14 points a game because all the rules are more in favor of the offense. I think for where they have done and the amount of talent they have, they've done a really good job. There is no true lockdown defense anymore. Not really. I mean, not really. Look how many points Cincinnati was giving up. They came in as a top defense and they kind of killed it. They kind of killed it, man. I'm just saying, like, the defense, this is coming out your own head coach mouth, out of his mouth saying that, this is an offensive game now. That's why you have this offense that can score 50 points a game easily. He saw it coming. You know what I'm saying? But I know Pete has got a lot of flack, but hey, everybody talking about moving the answer, everybody talking about pulling Charlie Strong up. Guess who contributes to the defensive game plan during the week? The analysts. Guess who's contributing to all those other people that y'all want to move up? Those people on that staff.
And sometimes you gotta put the blame on some of these players. They're just not executing. They're putting them in the right position to be great. I.e. Dylan Moses. You know what I'm saying? Dylan Moses lines them up, but he just doesn't make the play. It's not rocket science. You can't always blame a coach, especially when they put him in the right spot.
I live in Texas. I can watch Texas and I'm scared for. So it's all the money firsthand. So I agree. As a fan first, you always wonder who next. Pete Golding. No, you are right about that, Darius. Pete Golding is the scapegoat of scapegoats for anything to do with Alabama and their defense. What this says, fans got to see Strong. Now, let me answer this about C Strong. I know how people are. I'm a Charlie Strong fan. But let's look at his last few stops.
Let me ask a question though. What are people looking for when you talk about defense?
I don't know, Dave. That's the question I want to know.
Are we looking for shutouts? Are you looking for defenses that could maybe take away the offenses? I don't know. What the heck are you looking for? Because if you're looking for somebody, these defenses are holding everybody for under 20 points, that shit ain't happening. So I don't know. I guess in the comments, what are you looking for in a defensive coordinator? To be honest,
because you're not at an advantage. You're not at that place in where the offensive rules are, where you're going to get this team that's going to constantly give that 15 points and under. You know what I'm saying? When you got these major schools getting these high power recruits and high power offenses, you know what I'm saying? It don't look how many so-called great defenses y'all been up there against the year. And Alabama has taken a foot off the pedal when they score 50. 50. And there's a lot of teams that are averaging 40, 45. You know what I'm saying? The rules kind of favor it like right now. And like I said, go back again. Your head coach said it's an offense game right now. You know, I don't think, and that's why you don't really see him getting as upset as he used to when the defense should give up 20, 30, 40 points. It's like now you got to be able to have the athletes to make that stop. And you got to be able to actually be able to keep up and score the ball. If you're looking for 2008, 2010, 2011, that's just not where we are in college football right now. Normally, the offense is not scoring great points. Yeah, but there might be some good defense being played, but it's normally because the creativity of the athletes on the other side of the ball, or just the way that kind of offensive system is. But if it's anybody that's playing now at that high level, look at the 14. Look at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is your perfect example. They run a good system, but it's predicated off of the fact that they got to get that running game going. And when they can't get that running game going, they had no other options because they weren't able to throw it around. If Alabama can't run, they're going to the L. If Alabama can't throw, they're going back to the ground. I mean, that's where your flexibility and your offenses are. If Ohio State couldn't run, hey, they got Fields back there. When Clemson couldn't run, they got Lawrence back there, and they got the receivers back there. It's just a different game than where we are right now. It's just that's where we are with the actual college football landscape. It's not the whole, I don't know what's wrong with the defense. What's wrong with the defense is the damn rules of the game. And the freaks is on the other side. That's what's wrong with them. But going back to Sark, man, like I never looked at Sark as a long-term solution because I think he had already experienced being a head coach, and you know his I don't want to put the man in business, but you know everybody knows about his alcoholism and how he came in the little thing with USC and all that other kind of stuff. So he came to the Saving Rehab Clinic. No better person to rehab under, and no better person you're gonna learn under. And he got thrown into it. What if Kiffin never steps down? Is Sark still an analyst? You have to ask yourself that question. Like, you know, because Kiffin could have really stayed there longer, but hey, he got a hell of an ego too. So, you know, it's part of it, man. Y'all go through this. Why y'all shocked when they come get y'all coaches? I mean, seriously. I mean, and Saban's prepared for it. He's ready for it. Like he's ready for it to go. So let's just be happy for Sark, man. I hope that he, you know, has some type of success. That's where I'm at with that.
It's going to happen again. The next person who has not been a head coach will probably stick around a little bit longer. But I don't know what Nick's mindset is. He probably is going to look for a guy that has head coaching ties, and you're gonna also got to think Sark is gonna probably coach a couple of those guys off his staff too. Nick gonna probably be like, he might have to replace a couple people. Does Golden follow him to Texas because he's tired of hearing all this crap from Bama fans? You never know.
Okay, Jeremy said something about it's more. Darius, let me get back to your comment for a second. Jeremy said it's more of the timing. And I think we was talking about that right before we got on. The timing of it, like I said before, because you guys are always in the national championship, and you got less than a month. You got right at a month before your next signing day. You know what I'm saying? Like this is about the time where you got to make the moves happen. You can't wait too much longer. Get them in. Go ahead and make the move. You already got those other recruits committed. You also getting ready to start spring workouts, and you also finna finish up this class. So to make an impression before the first Wednesday in February to figure it up, I get it. It's the timing, but hey, he's staying. He ain't pulling no Kiffin. He leaving. He's staying. He's gonna be there. So I think that's a positive. That's the way I look at it. I think Sark is handling it as a professional. It's kept very, very quiet. It just all exploded, boom, in one or two minutes, real quick. Like everybody's phone blew up. I know mine did. So I don't think it's much to really beat down about. And as a Bama fan, man, you got to if y'all glad y'all claim to be the best, you know what I'm saying, and you proven to be the best, and you got the best leader, he's going to continue to do that. He's going to continue to bring in people, reform them or train them up, and they're going to continue to move on for other opportunities. Because Nick is 69 years old. Let's stop acting like he's 43 or 45. He's 69 years old. So, Dave.
Man, I guess again, my whole thing, I just want to see what's going to happen at Texas. I'm not really concerned about Alabama at all.
At all.
Not at all. I mean, because they're gonna replace, they're gonna do whatever they got to do. They'll be right back. You know, we might be having this conversation again next year about somebody else that left the staff. But so I think the story is more so is, can Texas get the Big 12 back? Because right now, I mean, honestly, it's kind of wide open. I mean, it's nothing over there that's really dominating. Oklahoma will probably be the closest thing to that, but even then, they're still not Oklahoma that we've seen before. So, I mean, how does he get back to level that playing field? How does he do that? He's going to have the resources. Honestly, you don't have to leave Texas and recruit. You can recruit right there in the state of Texas. But can you win the state of Texas? Can you keep these other schools from coming into your backyard and getting your guys? So that's what I'm more interested in, to see how that develops, more so than I am Alabama, because Alabama's going to be Alabama. Didn't matter.
Yeah, and I mean, and I get Alabama fans want to say that, you know, and I'm kind of like you, Dave. To me, this is more about Texas than it is Alabama, and I think you got to understand that Nick been there since 2007. You know, it's 2021, bro. Like we talking about almost 14 years in total, about 12, 13 years on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot to have that consistency with that type of discipline of a guy to continue. There's a hierarchy that's there. So you're not going to worry about anybody coming that's not going to be up to snuff or anybody like that. But I wouldn't definitely do a thing like that. But when it comes to Texas, man, like they got to make that decision too. Just like the Auburns and other people that have these boosters that run these programs, man. Like how much leeway you gonna give Sark? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna run him away? Again, like you did some of these other coaches, man, because Texas boosters are relentless. I say them and what's the dude name? Oklahoma State? Is it T-Bone Pickens? Is that his name?
T-Bone Pickens.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, you got them boosters like that, man. Yeah, another oil guy. You know, them boys, boy, they will run anybody out the building, man. So, but that's why I'm at with it. What y'all got anything else as far as the about?
I really don't, man. Again, congratulations to Sarkisian. He's able to get back on another high-profile job. It didn't get too much higher than Texas and USC, so he's had two really big ones. So let's see what he can do with it.
Let's hit this and say Texas boosters run that program. That's why nobody can stay there. We all know why Tom Herman was fired for real. So tell me why Tom Herman was fired for real. Let me see if we actually agree or disagree. Because I really want to hear this. I really want to hear this opinion. Why was Tom Herman fired for real? And y'all got to stop this thing about boosters, because back in the early 2000s, every program was ran by boosters. Because of the statement he made in June about the black players' double standards. Tom Herman was fired because of the statement he made in June about the black player double standards. Have you dealt with Texas administration before?
Yeah.
You know they don't. You know they don't care about us, right?
Yeah.
They really don't. And I promise this is not. I'm not trying to make this political or racial or anything like that. But they don't really care about us. But it can be part of it. But it can't. It's not the reason why he was totally 100% fired. If that's the case, You go right there to Oklahoma State. You go right there to Lottie Coach. Go ahead, dog.
All I'm gonna say is the man didn't win that one Big 12 championship, didn't come close to win the Big 12 championship. Oklahoma won 5 straight Big 12 championships now, and they didn't sniff it. He won 4 measly bowl games, and they thought he was the king of the world. No, it was terrible. If they went on the same standard as Charlie Strong, then yes, Tom Herman should have been fired. That's all I'm going to say. And they went on the same path that Charlie Strong did. Charlie Strong did terrible at Texas. Tom Herman did terrible at Texas. Just because you win a New Year's 6-day bowl game against a weak team in what's it? I can't remember. You
Georgia?
just can't. You just
that
can't.
was Georgia.
It was Georgia. I was like, thank you. So, I mean, that's not the reason why that he was fired because of what happened during the summertime. That's ridiculous.
I'll put it like this: it's Texas don't want to be down long, and Herman. Let's be real. Herman showed nothing to me. It showed nothing to me in those 4 or 5 years that he was there that the program was turning the corner to go a different direction. All those other things might be true. And somebody said, I think Arian said Texas don't care about black players. I can say that about most Power 5 in the country. And when you say Texas don't care about black players, maybe you talking about the culture around them. The coaches care, the people around them care, but that's a whole nother conversation that we have when we have our HBCU special. When we have our historically black college university special that we're going to have in the spring, since a lot of the HBCU schools are playing in the spring, but that's what it is. But Darius, you are right. It's all about winning and being the greatest team in Texas in football, period. Touchdown and a safety and a 2-point conversion. I'm getting to y'all because that's what it's about. It's all about the winning, man. And if they not winning their fair share, it's a problem. Go ahead, Master Tuck.
Hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns. Gotcha, man. This man said the black player double standard. Man, let's go, man. I'm out.
We said, hold on. We got Texas said Texas is the big program in the state and won't tolerate being second in the state. A&M runs Texas now. For the most part, but really Alabama runs Texas right now. Alabama runs Texas right now.
Yeah, Alabama pretty much runs Texas, Louisiana. Yeah, Texas, Louisiana right now. So if you pick up that corridor from I-10 from Texas and Louisiana and get all those players, that's what Bama's doing. Yeah, because that's what when LSU was real good back when they was pretty good. They were dipping into Texas. They were dipping into their home state. They can't keep a lot of these home kids because Nick Saban was at LSU and he started dipping into Louisiana with those connections he made when he was at LSU. So,
and at the end of the day, I mean, you have your own major. You have an actual channel, the Longhorn Network.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And you don't want to continue to put trash on the Longhorn Network. You can't even sell it to nobody. I mean, come on.
You know what? I forgot all about that. Yes. ESPN can only do so much with the Longhorn Network. I mean, they have their own network, just like Notre Dame has NBC. But these cats have ESPN pushing the Longhorn Network, and that's the only reason why Texas could not join the SEC. But we'll talk about that later.
That's a great point, David. Everybody, I think I forgot about the Longhorn Network. But when you got the top 2 quarterback recruits in your state, both coming to the SEC, you got some of the top tight ends coming to the SEC, to the state. Not just going to Alabama, going to Auburn too, because thanks to Chad Morris, Auburn invaded Texas this year too. Took Hal Priestley from Baylor. Took Landon King, that was probably going to Texas A&M. Took Demetrius Davis. That was a great prospect. And Alabama got the other great quarterback for the Texas in this class. Like they got the Brockemeyer twins. They got another running back out of there. They got another, you know what I'm saying? Like they got like 5 out of the top 8 players in Texas. Bruh, you losing your top 10 players to out of state? Out of state. They coming in your backyard and saying, wow. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, man? It's a whole. But I think all that is part of the reason why they feel like they had to make a change. Because they thought when Herman came in, I think a lot of people thought he was gonna bring their recruiting prowess with him to get into that state of Texas, you know, and do that kind of stuff, man. And just like Aaron, right? Waddle's from Texas. Jalen Waddle is from Texas. I mean, that ain't nothing new. I mean, Waddle wasn't. He was a highly recruited player, but he wasn't highly recruited as some of those other guys that we will talk about. Senator Tuck is back. But you know, it's a lot that goes into it, man. And I think what I need people to try to understand when you're talking about these coaches and stuff, you got to take Alabama out of it. But Alabama is going on for the consistency. Let me mute Senator Tuck while he do his thing.
Tuck down there fighting.
He down there fighting somebody. He probably somebody there to do. He probably down there trying to. I ain't gonna say, but when you got all these players and everybody trying to fight to get these coaches and get these great players out of Texas, man, like it's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be an issue, and Texas just got to get back on track, man, to the best of their ability that they can. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, kind of back to that Longhorn Network, man. I mean, that's a big deal. That is a huge deal, man. Yeah, man, get it together, Tuck. I mean, you guys have your own network, but don't have a product to put on the network. So that's a huge deal. That's a lot of, you know, right. It is right now. Right now, it would be.
Touchdown, Chip. Touchdown, brother.
Yeah, and that's why we're seeing what we're seeing. And that's why we're having the conversation we're having. They want to change it from being like Bounce to maybe they can get Lifetime Movie Network or something. But right now, yeah, you're right. It's Bounce. It's Bounce right now.
I can't even remember the last time I even actually turned to it after when it first came on.
I mean, because I see it all the time because I like the logo with the Longhorn. I mean, it jumps out at you.
The glory.
Absolutely. I would too. I would show Vince Young 2 million times because I ain't got nothing else to show.
I mean that's
you can't even name. You can't even name the last three quarterbacks. You can't even name the last three quarterbacks that played at Texas.
Outside of Ellinger?
Well, I mean, Ellinger been there like 7 years.
He's there now.
I mean,
and hell, Ed can come back. If you think about it.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Ellinger gonna be 38 out there still running QB zone.
You know, the last one I really can remember was Sims. And I remember him.
Chris Sims?
Huh?
Chris Sims.
Yeah. Because I think he was the one that was played Bama in the championship game that got hurt.
No, that was McCoy.
Okay, well, two. I remember Sims and I remember McCoy.
That was Colt little brother.
Yeah.
I'm with y'all. Do y'all remember who the quarterback was before Ellinger? I forgot. Outside, I mean, we remember McCoy. Remember
No, that Banks. Well, because the kid was coming to Auburn and then he decided to go to Texas.
Did they have a black kid playing quarterback at one time?
That's what Pat said the same thing. Pat said they had a black guy, but I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah.
Anybody honest remember who they had?
I think without Google,
y'all
remember the last three quarterbacks.
Well, research department is Google. So Google, look up them last Texas quarterbacks and see who we got. But I don't think it's going to have any effect on any preparation or anything like that with this championship game coming up Monday.
Texas gear already.
Oh, it's a Shane Buechele. Yeah, I do remember Buechele. Yeah, Arian. I remember Buechele too. Yeah, he was another one that was supposed to be what was the guy that was the backup to Colt that came back and ended up starting? It wasn't Buechele, was it?
No, because he was a transfer. I can't remember his name. Oh man.
You know
that's
who
how
we forgot about
football has been. Like,
you know who we forgot?
Who?
No. Was it Swoops?
Yeah, that's what Arian said. Hurd and Swoops.
Yeah, Swoops. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he. What you talking about, Chip? To check out the Orange Bowl tonight. Suppose the A&M will wear units that mess with Texas. Oh. Oh, I got to see that.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about Gary Gilbert. Gary Gilbert, that was the guy. That was the one who backed up McCoy.
Yeah, Gilbert got to the league though.
Yeah, he's still in the league. He transferred. Right, he went to SMU, right?
Yeah.
He was SMU and he went from SMU to the league.
That was I knew it was somebody who transferred. I can't remember who his name was. But,
Okay. Darius said that Shane is at SMU now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think he's right.
That's interesting. But yeah, well, we definitely gonna check out the Orange Bowl tonight. But why we got y'all on Orange? Why we got y'all on this? Who y'all got tonight? North Carolina, Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Dave.
North Carolina. What?
Hey man, wait, no, I ain't laughing at you. No, this ain't no Tito's, bruh. Well, hold on, well, can it? Hold on.
What?
Wait. I mean, is this gonna be a Tito's? I'm staying out of it.
That better not be. That better not be
Mayo
took frat, bro.
by the way.
Nah.
Mayo wanted to be a Tito's game.
Well, tell Mayo put his money where his mouth at. Tell Mayo to put his money where his mouth at. So we are the Tito's Redmond Cash Out game. Now the week, the bowl of the day.
Why, look at your boy.
Who? Okay. I see where you got the money. Okay. I don't know. Maybe should we be advertising Cash Out so they got hacked today?
What you say, Williams?
You know, Cash App supposedly got hacked today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Everybody see Aaron like A&M. Pat like A&M by 4. What's the spread again? Oh, I forgot. And what's the name of them running backs ain't playing?
Who?
UNC running backs ain't playing.
That was
I changed my
neither one of
pick.
running backs ain't playing for North Carolina. What you say, William? Wait, Dave would say David.
I like A&M too.
Oh, you
still
picking
North
North Carolina?
running back. Yeah.
Oh.
No, Dave said no. He's not.
Yeah, I
don't know, man. Okay. That's gonna be a good one. I would have loved to see A&M running backs. I mean, A&M, UNC running backs. I would have loved to see the guy.
Both of them declared. Both of them declared.
And they opted. You always gotta deal with the opt-outs when you talking about these games, bro. And I don't think A&M had anybody that really opted out. They want this game.
Yeah. Do you think Mon will come back next year?
Who? Kellen Mond. Man, yeah. I don't know if the SEC faithful. I don't know if the Texas A&M faithful could take another year of Mond. Not that he's been such bad, but I feel like they feel like he can do better.
Their defense has gotten a lot better. That's the reason why a lot of the mistakes that Mon has made, a lot of stuff has when what Mon has done, the defense has made up for it, I think. So
honestly, I probably would look at transferring out and try to get to Texas.
Hey, no, bruh. Look, I think Sark wants to win at Texas. So
hey, man, y'all hold on, man.
You get the Marcus Spears on that one.
Hey, man, I thought y'all thought Kellen Mond was kind of a high level quarterback, right?
I think he is. I put it like this, and I said that I think Kellen Mond has done a hell of a lot better this year, especially the last of the year. I think he's shown some improvement. It took him 4 years, but I think at least he actually is showing it.
Yeah.
What it said? Where did the comment go? It said Darius said that Mon, he coming back. I think that's huge for them if he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And Phil's just a sophomore, right?
Who?
Yeah.
The running back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
thought
you
were saying Mon was a sophomore. Like,
no, sir. No, Mon is on his PhD. Mon is on his PhD. Okay. Ain't nothing else. Hold on. David Gardner, you are on crack.
Damn, Dave, let me tell you something. The people who be commenting on this here platform, they be wrong.
All of them.
Hey, first of all.
And then here goes Jeremy. Jeremy said David done got drunk. He said David done pick up the cup.
First of all, Jerry McCroom, don't you ever talk about nobody getting drunk. I know these folks personally. Darius Brown, you came in town last week and ain't called me, so I don't even respond to no more of your comments. Don't even put his comments back up on the show no more.
Okay, so no, Colin. No, Colin. No, Colin. No, sir. No, sir. I would take, bro. I would take Mond.
Mond has a decent offense.
See, y'all trying to get me upset today. It's not gonna happen.
Hey, Tuck, I don't want to hear nothing else about offensive line, man. I don't want to hear nothing about offensive line.
Well, hell, you gonna hear it. Yeah. What you gonna hear is Auburn picked up another offensive line from the transfer market today.
Mond has an offensive line. Bo Nix doesn't.
But that doggone Bo Nix, boy, he is a sight to see on Saturday.
I'm telling you right now.
I'll tell you something, bro.
All the offensive linemen on the transfer market.
You heard what he said, right? What Harsin said yesterday after the game, right?
What did he say?
We got a long way to go. Dang, I couldn't do nothing but laugh, bro. I couldn't do it. He said, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. And he was talking out up front. I'm telling you, man.
Right there with you.
I'm sitting there like, bro, like this dude right here he's something else, man. I'm a like old Harsin, bro. He a no nonsense type of guy. But man, don't put Mon in that category, dog. Mon got better. You know what I'm saying? At least Mon know how to set his feet now. You know what I'm saying? At least Mon ain't throwing from the backyard like he's playing wiffle ball in the backyard or some crap. No, don't give me that.
Mon, man, I say can stand some pressure.
Bro, he'll take a hit, won't he?
He'll fill the pocket.
Money to get out the SEC, go to the Big 12, put up some numbers, and go to the league. That's what I say.
Now, my thing is, even when if you're gonna talk about Bo for real, gonna have a conversation for a second. Like, you know, I'm more interested to see what he gonna have up front, because I don't care if Jesus himself is back there taking the snaps. Jesus can't avoid nobody just letting you ole by. Ole! And that ain't gonna work. But we'll get on that another time, another place. This is about Texas. This is about what we were talking about now. We're talking about Kellen Mond. So let's stick with Kellen Mond and UNC tonight. So I'm with y'all. I forgot the running back boys weren't playing. So give me Texas A&M too. Hold on. What Adam say? What he say? I wish Ben was in here so he could hear his crazy thinking on how.
Yeah, man.
Bang
bang. Bang bang.
Oh boy. No. Let me explain that to you. Y'all been saying about Bo getting better. What I said from the jump was, if I ain't had no blocking in 2 years, if I've been running for my life for 2 years, I'm gonna run for 2 years. You're not gonna expect this guy to stay in the pocket and work on his fundamentals when he ain't got no confidence. He feel like he got to put the team on his back. He think he Cam Newton for 2010. That's who he think he is, but it ain't gonna work. Arian said he got the fighting Jimbos, bro.
I think everybody unanimous. I mean, unless you're from North Carolina, then maybe you go with North Carolina.
So what's the spread? I haven't checked it today.
Oh no, it should be Texas.
Well, I think it was a 7 or 8.
Aaron might know the spread since he's in Vegas. Hold on.
Yeah, Aaron, you in Vegas. I'm gonna cash up you some money. I'm gonna need you to go down to the MGM Grand and drop me a nice little future bet on some things. I hope my local guy don't get mad.
Let's see.
9. You said -9.
-9.
There it is. Yeah, and it's rising because it was 7 earlier. So we talking about 9. But, you know, we done been on here 40, 50 minutes, man. We're going to go ahead and get on off. Like I said, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. If you haven't already, tell a friend to tell another friend. We'll be back with some more shorts, some more DSL shorts next week. We'll also, like I said, next Monday night, anybody have a favorite NC running game? Not without the other two. I'm sure they got some backs, but them two boys opted out. I'm sure they got somebody else there, but not for me to put my money on to go into.
If they had their starting running backs, I would definitely have some faith. But
I probably would have picked them if they had their starting running backs back. But y'all do know the ACC has not won. The ACC has not won a bowl game yet.
Why you laughing, Tuck? Because I mean, you want to really rewind the clock a little bit?
No, we're not rewinding no conference clocks. Okay, let's just stop.
Right. So stop it.
I said.
Stop it,
Tuck. I said ACC.
Stop it, Tuck.
Go right ahead.
Slow down, Tuck.
I said North Carolina's gonna beat Clemson. That's what I did say.
Can y'all stop arguing? Y'all good now? Y'all okay? Arian said 0-5. I don't do the conference thing for real. I don't, because I think it's too many factors, especially this year, to be talking about conference. That's a whole different story for another day. But like I was saying, hit the like and subscribe button, man. If y'all get a chance. Go ahead. You'll see scrolling across the bottom. You'll see the cash app if you'd like to donate to us for us to continue to bring more content and do more things for y'all. If nothing else, hit the YouTube Down South Football Podcast, like and subscribe. We'll be back with some more content next week, a national championship preview with some special guests. I swear if we get a copyright, we're gonna get a copyright fine.
That copyright.
And you gonna pay it. You paying all copyright fines. I ain't paying a dime. Hey, you be pushing that 12-second mark. You know, you over there stuttering. And
I'm looking at it. Look, I'm looking at it right there. It's right at 11 seconds every time.
No, man. I'm gonna make them spell one of those pairs of shoes. That's what's gonna happen.
That'll take care of a lot of copyrights right there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. You cheap fool. Hey, but Aaron talking about the Aaron. We are dealing with Mike still on the sweatshirts, but don't calm down. What?
Jets fired Adam Gase. That's all.
They should have fired him about 12 weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying.
They fired him because he screwed up getting Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we'll see how that goes. But hey, y'all join us Monday night, man. Championship night will be on early. Watch for content that drops during the week. We got a lot more stuff coming, and then we're gonna be doing the championship game live the same way we did the SC championship game, comment and all that kind of stuff like that. Join in, have a good time. You know, we'll have some beverages and we'll be ready to go.
Oh,
but fellas, I didn't say loaded. I said have beverages. Fellas, y'all got anything else over here before we get up out of here?
No, I don't really have anything else to say, man. Just looking forward to next week. And hey, like and subscribe. That's all I got to say.
Like, subscribe, and tell a friend. If make sure your whole household is subscribed. If they ain't, do it. Then go for YouTube, Mayo. Hey, but y'all holler back at us, man, and we'll see y'all sometime next week. We got some more content for y'all. We out.